What's up, SOBs? Welcome back to the Stream of Blood, a channel where we play tabletop role-playing games. My name's Jared Logan. I am your storyteller game master this morning, and you have tuned in to what might be the final episode of our current chronicle. We had our big climax a couple episodes ago, but you have tuned in to our final bonus story, perhaps the final episode of the Philadelphia story. A Vampire, the Masquerade, a Vampires of Pittsburgh lockdown sort of tangent story. We are, of course, playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition from Paradox Interactive. And the folks that write all the World of Darkness stuff. A lot of really great folks. I like to just shout out at the beginning. People like Kenneth Haidt, who's a legend. Kareem Muammar, a good buddy of ours. The producer, Jason Carl. Martin Erickson. I'm just going to list off some of these authors. Matthew Dawkins. Johanna Pedersen. And then, of course, the guy that created the entire Vampire series all the way back in the late 80s, 90s, Mark Rain Hagen. So thank you to all those people for giving us this game, this book, and literally well over a year of entertainment. I think we've logged hundreds of hours of this game, and it just gets more and more fun to play. That's really because of the players that we've chosen to play with, and I'll bring them in a minute. But first, I'll say, before we get rolling, if you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. If you see someone else who isn't a subscriber, who you see kind of hanging around the chat quite a bit, give them a subscription. Gift them one. Subscriptions are how we continue to be able to bring you all kinds of great content. The more subscriptions we get, the more we're able to kind of pay people like our wonderful graphic designer to do a little bit of like kind of revamping of our look. And it's just kind of how our station stays afloat here. So please hit that subscribe button, and that's the end of that little spiel. One thing to add is that I will just remind everybody that Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, you can see that the cover has got all kinds of blood and things on it. So, you know, who knows what's happening to this lady? She's one of the kindred. She's living through undeath. I think there is a warning here at the beginning of the book somewhere. Here it is. The mature content warning. So we should remind our viewers and our players and anybody who maybe comes across this on YouTube later, that this is a mature content show. Sometimes people get murdered. Sometimes, there's some gory, it's blood, it's vampires. So just a warning and a serious one. If you are tuning in, keep in mind that there may be some murder, there may be some mind control. And there may be some things that keep you make you uncomfortable. And if those are the things that would bother you, maybe give this one a pass. Okay. Having said that, boy, could you see how nervous I was saying that? I will just conclude that part of my little spiel by saying we love to hear from you, our viewers. And if you ever have any comment about anything in the show, but particularly about the content and, anything that made you uncomfortable, you can talk to us on our Discord, on the YouTube comments. You can write to streamofbloodroleplaying@gmail.com and let us know. We take all of our commenters very seriously. Okay? So there we go. Finally, I feel like I should do something to cleanse the palate before I bring my players in. But no, I'm just going to drag this guy in because I know as a talented improviser, he can just always set the mood up perfectly. He's a fantastic improviser, a fantastic actor. He is a learned scholar of a man, a book reader, and we might see what book he's reading today. Please welcome to Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown, the guy that plays Curtis Krieger, an embattled veteran gangrel vampire, Mr. Ross Bryant.
Oh gosh, hey Jared.
Yes.
Sorry, your opening spiel interrupted me. Looking at one of my many academic tomes.
Yes.
I'm kind of looking back over some books that I acquired over pandemic that got me through, and one of them was like, I saw an image of this posted online and I was like, I'm getting that immediately. And it's Opus by Satoshi Kon. I think it's the only comic I've done this time.
I just saw the corner of it and I thought it was Odyssey. Do you know the comic Odyssey by Matt Fraction?
No, I'm actually not a huge. I've got like little pockets of obsession in comics, but like it's kind of an undiscovered country to me. It's such a vast world. I have so many blind spots, and I've never heard of that. No.
What is this? Satoshi Kon's Opus.
I mostly knew Satoshi Kon through his work as an animator. He's the director of such movies as Perfect Blue and Millennium Actress and Paprika and Tokyo Godfathers. Some very cool and visually.
Yes, I know those films. Yeah,
head spinning anime, and this manga of his is right in that vein. It breaks the fourth wall. It's a manga about a illustrator whose creations become aware that they're in a comic, suck him in, and then madness ensues. It's fourth and fifth and sixth wall breaks all the way down.
Wow, how awesome and how cool that you've already discovered the twist to this chronicle, that your vampires are soon going to find out that you are actually characters in a tabletop role-playing game being portrayed by a group of actors over Twitch.
Oh, the most eldritch horror of all.
Yes, that sounds awesome. And Satoshi Kon, that is, I know his films, so his illustrations are breathtaking. That's cool. We always get a great rec from Ross Bryant every week. And now I want that. I'm going to add that to my list. And I'm going to bring in our next player. She is a fantastic actress, improviser, role player. You've heard her on video games like Horizon Zero Dawn. You've seen her on Apple TV Plus's Mythic Quest. Where I just noticed from her Instagram, she recently did some scenes with 2 Oscar winners. So let's bring in the Oscar winner of Vampires of Pittsburgh, one of the greatest role players I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. Playing Jen Brown, the once Thin Blood, now Nosferatu, who's very tortured by that change. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello. I'd like to do a bit of a merch plug.
Ooh,
great.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Awesome.
I should have mentioned the merch.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, here it is. Da-da-da. All the fun without the sun.
Oh, yeah.
I just got them yesterday. I was so excited.
I got myself one of those, and I got a grouper mug, and I can't wait for people to ask me, what was that? What does your shirt mean?
I know.
I
realized I'm going to walk around and people are going to be like, oh, you went to a tanning salon? Interesting. Doesn't seem to be on brand with her personality, but okay.
Yeah, once I get mine, as I'm walking around, people are going to be looking at the shirt and looking at me and being like, "You did?"
What's also wild about it is that, like, not only did I go to a tanning salon, but I liked it enough to buy the shirt,
to buy the merch. Yeah,
to buy the merch.
Absolutely. Who doesn't, like, as they're walking out, going, "Yeah, give me one of those shirts too." Mm-hmm. But we should also just briefly mention, very excited for you. Oh, there's a Brad shirt.
Yes, and there is a Brad shirt.
I think I got one of those too.
Hell yeah,
I think I got the Heather Gray Brad shirt. Who designed the Steel City tanning shirt? That was
our very own
Mr. Ross Bryant.
It was me. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that was me. You're looking at the evidence of me trying to figure out Adobe Illustrator.
It looks great.
It was a success.
It looks great.
Speaking of successes, this next guy, it's a success every time he plays with us. He is a fantastic actor that you can see on the HBO Max program Raised by Wolves. You can hear his voice in games like Assassin's Creed, and he plays Lucius, the ruthless, visionary Ventru, with a taste for kindred blood. Please welcome our pal, Salim, everybody.
Hey,
what's up,
yo? How's everyone doing?
Hi.
Oh, this is exciting.
What's shaking? Honestly, it is exciting.
It's so crazy to think every Sunday I'm like so excited for this. Like everyone, like all the other cast members, are like, "Yeah, we're gonna go out and like hang out and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go play some Vampires in Pittsburgh." So,
What is that?
Well, it's funny. They're starting to ask me questions now. They're starting to ask me like, "So, what's happening? What are you doing? Like, what's going on now? Were you fighting your creator?" And I'm like, "Yes, I was."
They know
Honestly, they're really in it.
They know the
love it.
storyline.
Yeah, they know the storylines. They're like, so who are you? And I'm like, well, I just have this like obsession of eating vampires and like, trying to basically take over the world. And they're like, what? That's so crazy. And like, yeah. And then like the other day when I said, yeah, and then we met like these witches who kind of came, they're like, there's witches too? And I'm like, yeah. And they did ask, are there like Frankensteins? And I'm like, I literally was like, well, part of me was like, that's amazing that you asked that. But secondly, Frankenstein is the doctor, not the creature.
Let them know. Represent.
Honestly, like they are. It's so funny. They love it. They love it. So
great.
every like Monday and every Sunday they're asking me like, oh, what's gonna happen now? So it's great.
That's great.
That's so sweet.
I love
That
it.
is amazing. And you know what? God damn it. You heard it here first, folks. There's got to be a Frankenstein in this game eventually. I think it's got to happen. It's just got to happen. I mean,
At this point,
I really held back all the crazy other supernatural folks until later in the game, and now I say the floodgates have burst forth and Frankenstein shall flow. But are you guys ready to play some Vampire the Masquerade?
Yeah.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
let's do this. A year ago, these kindred broke the masquerade, and there were consequences. The Inquisition took over their city. They torched their havens. They killed their friends. But then this trio of vampires triumphed, or at least destroyed all of their enemies in a wild night on Washington's Landing. Left to pick up the pieces, they have traveled to Philadelphia for 3 reasons. Jen Brown to look in on her company and her touchstone, Sabrina, whom she had kind of been estranged from since her transformation into a Nosferatu after diablerizing Sonia, her arch nemesis and former mentor, ? Curtis Krieger journeyed to Philadelphia to cut off the drug pipeline that had ruined his life and so many other lives of his friends in Pittsburgh, including his touchstone, Craig. And he did manage to find the boss in charge of the drug operation that has been poisoning Pittsburgh for years here in Philadelphia. And he did manage to exact his vengeance upon him. And finally, Lucius Ali, after speaking to Marius Sikora, realized that if his vision of a new vampire society is going to eventually take any sort of shape, they would need to bring new kindred into Pittsburgh, new allies, people that could share their vision and follow them into the future. Immortality is ahead of Lucius, and he has to have allies, friends, followers. This coterie needs an army. And I will just briefly mention that there was one hook that was discovered. There is a type of graffiti that seems to draw anarch vampires or unaligned vampires in Philadelphia to spots around the city, usually in more desolate areas where they are meeting some sort of secret coalition of vampires who are supposedly going to help them feed. Of course, when Lucius met one of these vampires, Lucius and his now vampire hunter sister Clara managed to actually feed on that vampire. But let's go to where we are exactly right now. Jen Brown did check in on her company. She found that a strange new friend, ally, is now part of Grouper, a guy named Tinaz or Vagabond. Tadine is actually his given name, and he is some sort of technomancer. Jen Brown and Tadine are kind of using his next level abilities with the Grouper app and with the ability to search data around Philadelphia to try to pinpoint kindred that might be in Philadelphia that the group could approach or perhaps even recruit. So they're at Grouper doing that right now. But immediately following Curtis and Lucius exacting revenge against the Odessa crime family boss, who'd been poisoning Pittsburgh, they found themselves face to face with another coterie of kindred. In a deserted alley, they were cornered by a small woman who at first took the shape of a wolf and then slowly transformed into a small Eastern European woman who looks to be about 30. Her age is a little hard to determine. Very kind of severe looks and a Bjork-like demeanor. Yes, here she is. This is this strange person that you've stumbled across. Yes. And she had two companions with her, another woman and a big kind of burly guy with like a beard, and you immediately clocked that they are kindred. And it looks like a fight is about to take place. They are kind of cornering you. They are walking toward you, gentlemen, and they want to know. Actually, the small woman says, like, before we rip you to shreds, please tell us, what are you doing in Philadelphia?
I'm going to sort of walk up to her, almost defiantly, and be sort of just look her dead in the eyes. I'm going to try and also use my awe to a degree and sort of be a bit more like, we're not here to cause problems or troubles. We're here to advance our kin. Differences. Gone.
No, I like that. I think we need a roll already because I think that I think she's cagey and ready to hurt you. But when I was about to just make her roll to hit you and you to roll to like mesmerize her or something, Abu. But when you say that, that's intriguing to this character, I think. So would you give me a roll to kind of keep her interest for a second?
Sure. So would I roll? Would it be like charisma and awe or something, or charisma? And
yeah, you want to use your presence specifically, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually give me a charisma plus leadership or etiquette or insight or persuasion, any of those, and then also add your presence rating.
Okay. So,
but I'm going to say this vampire is hard to impress, so it's a 3 successes is what you need.
Okay, so charisma plus leadership plus presence.
Yes.
Okay, I'm presence 1, so that's just going to be 1. So
big money, no whammies.
Come on.
3 successes.
3 successes. There
That's
it is.
it.
So she knows a dominator when she sees one, so she's kind of keeping Curtis's eyes instead of Lucius's, and she's kind of circling a little bit. But she says, "Go on, our strength. Tell me more."
So instead of me talking to you, I'm actually quite interested to hear, what have you heard of Pittsburgh recently?
Ah, you are from Pittsburgh.
Indeed.
Not good things. Am I in the presence of Dr. Lucius Ali?
I'm kind of like,
Well,
Yes.
And you must be Curtis Krieger.
I'm like looking at her, and I think Curtis is maybe like just kind of flattened in the alley, like so he can keep both crews in the pincer in his eyes, and he's just kind of like looking at her.
You burned your city to the ground.
You say
Yes?
we burnt our city to the ground. I would say I disagree with that. What we've simply done is set it fresh and new to start something again. You see, we've taken the building of what it was beforehand and simply brought it down to its foundations. We're in the middle of bringing it back to the power in which it should be. And hopefully, again, as I said before, advancing to what we wanted it to be. However, we do need help.
The large, like bearded kindred behind you guys says, "This guy's full of shit, Zen. I say we rip his throat out."
And I say, if you try to rip my throat out, there will be many repercussions and problems that will come afterwards.
Everybody
Sometimes-
shut up. Shut up! Tell me, how did you profit from this? What is in it for you? Why destroy Camarilla? Why bring in Inquisition and Force? Many kindred were destroyed. Tell me.
Sometimes there are a lot of casualties in a war. But we're always trying to make something bigger and better, aren't we? You see, yes, we may not have won, or you could see that we haven't won anything at the moment, but I tend to believe that maybe we have the opportunity and chance to win a lot more.
Curtis, you haven't done anything. I think that if you'd like, you can make some kind of roll to assess how they're reacting to Lucius's sort of recruitment speech.
Yeah, Curtis is not a good persuader, but I think I'll try to gauge, especially the guy who just threatened us, see how he's taking, what sort of posture he's adopting, and his companion.
Yeah.
So, would that could I maybe just do like a wits investigation?
Yeah, I think so. Wits investigation will give you a specific type of information, but you can do that. So go ahead and give me a wits plus investigation. And I'm going to say, in order to come up with an answer, just 2 successes will do for this, actually.
Failure. I just rolled 1 success.
Just 1 success. Would you like to use willpower or no?
I got all my willpower back. I used the willpower and I failed again.
Oh, okay. They look bored, is all I can tell you. They look bored, like whatever Lucius's tack is here with like sort of this idea of like, fighting a war for something that's worth fighting for. And Lucius, don't let me paraphrase you incorrectly. Whatever this tack is, it's not resonating with this group. It's not what motivates them.
Can I see that?
Yeah, I think that you can see it because I gave it to Curtis even with a fail, so I think you could see it.
Here's the thing. So then I'm gonna kind of like look at the big guy, and so I'm gonna turn and be like, "Listen, from what I heard from your friend, apparently our kin is to your taste. Am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong?"
We take a meal wherever it comes from.
Right. So imagine this. Imagine a world where you had this endless supply of food, power, sense of control. Imagine. This is what we want to create, what we want to build.
You are very silly, vampires. You think you create a kingdom in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where no Inquisition ever come again, or you have no Camarilla comes back? You are very silly, and now I think we do eat you. Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Back at Grouper.
Yes.
Am I seeing that there is now a collection of kindred all in an alleyway?
Oh yeah. No, Tadine is like kind of showing you like on a GPS. He's like, I think that, I think there's like a group of them now.
Can I? Oh well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Can I try one thing before the claws come out?
I think that's a great idea, and then we'll go back to Jen. But go ahead.
I'll just be before she's like, I think we eat you. Like, hey, listen, my friend the doctor, and I think maybe the reason that Curtis can't get a read on these folks is because he's just been through a very intense emotional experience for him, and he's
taken 2 stains. In fact, we're gonna do his remorse roll soon, and I think that he's really kind of shaken. Yes,
he's shaken and a little wound up. It's like, my friend the good doctor can be a little grandiose, but I think what he's saying is the heat is dying down in Pittsburgh. All right. The flames rose up and now they're dying. So if you want a place that's a little less intense, we're offering you fresh hunting grounds out there if you want to join us and come back.
You are offering us hunting grounds. Let's go back to Grouper for a second. Do you have anything, any other plays here, Jen Brown?
Well, I am curious how Feral Whispers works.
Feral Whispers allows you to control an animal, and you can send it to do your bidding. If it, you can communicate with it, perhaps send it to do something for you.
I can't so I would have to get an animal to come to me and then shoot it over to the fellas. I could.
Yeah, you're asking perhaps if you could kind of use Feral Whispers at a distance where they're at, right?
Yeah.
Are you communicating this to Tadine at all?
No.
Okay. Actually, you'd have to summon it and then send it to them.
Oh, but if I communicate it to Tadine, then maybe.
That was a leading question, but yes.
Okay, so then maybe Jen has a bad feeling that something's going on.
Yeah, no shit, something's going on. I mean, who are these vampires? Yeah, they could be in trouble. Yeah.
Look, I feel like Jen is fighting her. She knows that he can fucking do something that she can't do, and it pisses her off. But is there any way that us working together that we could get them some backup from afar?
Well, I mean, what do you want to do? Like, I can allow you to kind of communicate through their phones.
What do you mean?
I can, through Grouper, I can set up a channel that kind of lets you, communicate through their phones.
Do it.
Okay. Let's see if he can. Okay. Yeah, he did pretty well. He got 3 successes. So let me just mark off something for him. Okay. He's like, they gotta hold up their phone or something.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't be able to, now that I know that he can do this, I feel like Lucius would be better at compelling than I would. I wonder if Feral Whispers would be the best move right now. Could I speak almost like a loudspeaker?
That's exactly right. He says that's the minimum of what you can do, but he thinks that he might have opened up full kind of mind to environment capability. He doesn't explain what he means by that. He starts talking about quantum computer stuff.
Shut up. Okay. Just open the line.
Okay. It's open.
Okay. I'm going to try to in a sort of unsettling and loud way, as if they might feel like they're surrounded in some way or something like that.
Yeah.
Say, everything all right, gentlemen?
Okay. So your voice comes out. Actually, let's see how well your acting goes here. Can you give me a little roll?
Sure.
Maybe manipulation, maybe charisma. You could even use composure if you want, and then add that to subterfuge, streetwise, intimidation would be the most effective.
Okay, I'll do charisma plus subterfuge then.
Okay, I'm not going to give you a difficulty. The number of successes you get will depend on how effective it is.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna spend a willpower. I got 3 successes.
Okay, so here's what happens. Suddenly in your pockets, guys, you hear your phone, you feel your phone kind of buzz, but then you just literally hear Jen Brown's voice like 10, 15 feet away go, everything okay here, gentlemen? And then Lucius's phone buzzes, but then again, it feels like it's throwing a voice 5 feet away or something. You hear Tadine's voice go, who wants to get fucked up tonight? And that's when these kindred all like kind of turn. They think they're surrounded for a moment, and now there is an opening for you, guys. You could run, you could attack, you could press your social pressure on them one last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of be like, there's no need for any violence yet, is there, friends?
Okay, they're like, we're surrounded, Zen. We got to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, I am going to let you go. Leave Philadelphia, or perhaps we meet again. And stay out of my fucking junkyard. And she runs, and her friends are starting to follow her.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Remind me of something.
Yeah.
Before we leave, she's mine.
All right, man. Dibs. Consider it taken.
Cool.
It's getting a little late, guys. You want to head back?
What the fuck? What is that? And I'm like, probably like, I'm like, how did you, wait, Jen? And I'm like,
hey guys, what's up? It's Tadine. We gave you a little backup.
Just head back to Grouper, all right? Sun's gonna come up soon.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Tadine.
I would like, as you run back to Grouper, could I get a wits plus awareness roll from both my friend Curtis and from my friend Lucius?
Yes. 5. All right.
2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. So you guys both realize that even though it is getting quite close, you're almost at Grouper when you realize this, even though it's getting quite close to dawn, you notice that you have a tail.
Wow.
There is, are you guys traveling on foot?
I think we
established that you were, I believe.
Yeah, we were.
So, there's someone like kind of skulking through alleys, kind of like following behind you.
You see,
I can see that too. How about you go this way, and I'll sort of go and approach them from the front. Make sure that you have them from behind. You're much more stealthier than I am.
All right, I got your back, and I'll peel out, and I'll just try to go into the shadows and fade into them and let this person tailing us pass so that we can surround them.
And then I'm gonna sort of as just walk on just a bit more and then stop and then turn slowly. Okay,
so Curtis, I mean, we can even assume I don't know if you didn't state that you use your invisibility, but you often do. So
yes.
And Lucius, I think that they were following you because you unfortunately do not have invisibility capability like our buddy Curtis. So that's who they were really tailing. And so if Lucius just kind of walks up and stops and turns around, and Curtis kind of lets them pass them to kind of form like a kind of a flank move, you suddenly realize that the person, well, let's see how they do. Can I have a, well, you're not being stealthy, are you, Lucius? I'm just going to have this person roll.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have this person roll to see how they react. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is the woman, you do spy who it was. It's the woman who was with that coterie that you just kind of messed with. Yeah. Instead of fucking you up and instead of really running away, they decided to find out where you were going. And the thing that you should know about this woman, she's wearing like a tank top. She has like kind of dishwater blonde hair, kind of, a slatternly face. She looks like someone who's lived rough before in her life, but now she is in her unlife. And she kind of fades into the background a little bit. That's just something about her. But when she sees, you're watching her very closely, Curtis. When she sees Lucius stop, she realizes that she's been made, and she starts running the other direction.
Oh, I'm actually going to start giving chase.
Great.
I mean, would I have at this point would I have flanked her at this point? Is she running toward me as she's running away?
She is running toward you. Yes, she is. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'd like to maybe not just like the kind of thing where like as she's running, just like the shadows, I just kind of come out of them and like going somewhere.
Great.
What a
let's
coincidence!
see. That sounds like an intimidation. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Give me composure plus intimidation.
Never my forte, but let's see.
You're just going to kind of, and Lucius, if you want to chase her too, give me an athletics plus dexterity. And she's going to roll her running, just her running, and see if she can kind of power past our friend Curtis's intimidating tactics.
I got 3.
3, very good.
And I got 1.
1. Okay, so she kind of pushes you aside, Curtis. She's not like, wow, she's like, fuck, God, and like elbows you out of the way and keeps running. But Lucius, you got the same amount of successes as she did. And so you're on top of her. So now it's your decision. Do you want to attack her? Do you want to just try to stop her? What do you want to do?
Am I coming from behind?
Yeah, you're coming from behind.
So yeah, I'm gonna literally go to pin her down, to turn her to look at me.
Okay, great. Give me a strength plus brawl roll.
With my potence, right?
With your potence. She's going to try to escape. And Tadine suddenly looks at Jen Brown and goes, okay, they found another one, and there are more headed this way. And they're about a block from Grouper right now.
2 seconds. Sorry, I just need to answer something quick.
Of course.
Is it safe to say that because we sort of outfitted Grouper as our new temporary haven? Sorry, dogs and cats interacting. That we may have set up some sort of either surveillance system or some sort of protections around the building?
Yeah, I think that that's fair to say. And in fact, if Jen Brown wants to like go ahead and make a tech roll to see how good they actually are.
Yeah.
Grouper did have surveillance before, so at least at its doors, right? Like there was like some cameras and stuff. So let's just give me a tech roll, and the amount of successes you get will tell you like how good the surveillance is.
4?
That's really good. So you describe to me what you would like to have happen in terms of what you can kind of sense at the building and see and all of that stuff.
I would like not only if there's stuff around Grouper, but if maybe in the vicinity around Grouper, we've sort of like sneakily hidden cameras so that we have like a wider view of what's happening than what's
Jen
just
Brown,
immediately around.
You paranoid psycho. Yes, you have done this. 4 successes buys you at least that. And so you now see that there is a car. It's like a big, beautiful mid-century sedan. And it is being driven very slowly and carefully toward where your coterie mates are encountering this female vamp. And now I'm going to ask Lucius Ali. And by the way, I know that Abu, you may have to step away in a little bit, so we are going to figure out where we leave our friend Lucius here in a moment. Don't worry, I won't like suddenly go a flame grenade goes off and kills him. We're gonna try to find it. We're gonna try to find an elegant out.
No, for sure.
That's what we do because people all the time have to step away when you play at home, so we can do it. But let me know how that tackle roll went.
Yeah. So can I blood surge is my first question.
I think you should. I think that's a good idea.
Cool. I didn't get hungrier, so that's adding 3 die. Is it 3?
It is for you. Blood potency 2, 3 dice.
3.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's blood potency 3.
Oh, 4 dice. We keep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you went up.
So 7 successes.
Okay, great.
Whoa.
She's fully captured. And she's looking up at you and Curtis, and she's like, "So you caught me."
I'm gonna look into her eyes and sort of say, and it's a real shame because right now you're in our control, and I'm gonna mesmerize her.
Okay, she's going to resist, of course.
Mhm.
And let's see how she does on that. Your mesmerize is, your dice
Manipulation.
pool. She's going to roll to resist with a intelligence plus resolve.
I'm gonna also blood surge as well because
Okay.
we're playing dirty here. I
Mhm.
didn't get hungry. Okay.
Hey,
so-
all right.
So manipulation.
Okay. And
Okay. I got 6.
she got Lucius, I swear I'm not suddenly trying to thwart you. She got a crit.
No worries.
She got a crit,
Ooh.
and she got it on. She had just a die for or 2 die for like that fortitude power that what is
Yeah.
it called? Yeah, and she critted with those 2 die. So she's like, yes, master. What is your bidding?
Oh my god.
But that's when you suddenly become aware, both of you, that a sedan is pulling around the corner.
Mhm.
Its lights are on you, and it's moving slowly toward you.
Can
What
I
the hell?
maybe okay, so I see the sedan right before they do.
Oh yes, a little while ago.
What I would like to have tried to have done
Mm-hmm.
is found an electric car or a car with an electric system nearby, have Tadine fucking ghost into it or whatever he does and have it slam into the sedan. Have it keep on the sedan.
So explain that to Tadine. He's like, he turns around in his chair. What do you want me to do?
You know, most cars have electric systems now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you do your fucking tech voodoo, get yourself into the car and stop the sedan before it gets to them?
It's not okay. It doesn't really work that way. Like
I don't need an explanation, Tadine. Can you do it or
I'll-
not?
I don't think so. I'll try to do something like that. And he starts like furiously, like, typing on 5 keyboards at once and bringing up like screens within screens. He
Can I help him at all with a roll of my own?
You can make a tech plus intelligence roll here. The difficulty for this tech plus intelligence roll, Jen Brown, is going to be 5. It's going to be 5.
Oh.
I got a messy critical.
Okay.
Yes, he's
Um,
back, baby.
She's back, baby.
You do like some like insane hacking, and you actually he's got some kind of connection open, and you push him out of the way. And you start like typing furiously. Somehow he got a connection to a car, but he wasn't able to do anything beyond that. Your 5 success roll, it's a self-driving car. For some reason, in this kind of like hipstery part of Philadelphia, they were trying it out. It's like it's there, like in a little lot. You have control of it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna speed it out of wherever it is and have it barrel toward the sedan.
Give me a drive roll.
No!
Give me Give me but get this. Give me an intelligence or whatever mental attribute you'd like plus drive roll.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Famously strong suit of this crew.
5 successes.
Holy shit. Okay. So this sedan comes around the corner, and suddenly this little electric car, it's like a little bubble of a car. He goes, and like you can see that the owner of the sedan tries to like swerve out of the way, but this thing just hits it at full speed. Boom! Like into the side of the sedan. Yes, exactly. It happens behind you, Curtis.
So much power.
Yes. Oh.
The coterie just walks down the street and cars just burst into flames for no
Let's
reason.
see how bad the accident actually is.
I would really love a car casualty tally.
I just rolled a 10 just to see how bad the accident is. So that means full, like it's on fire. And that means that the person in it, especially if they are kindred, is in trouble. If we have indeed Mr. Clinton Truck's secret storyteller, Clinton Trucks, do you think we've lost our friend Abu? He had a sudden event. Oh no, he's back.
No, he's there.
Okay,
I'm literally, I've got,
Abu,
like,
just
5
let
more
us
minutes.
know when you have to go.
5 more
but
minutes?
Yeah.
5 more minutes. Okay. Oh, great. I can give us an elegant out by then. This fire goes up, and that means that I need fear frenzy rolls from both Lucius and Curtis and
Okay.
our friend who is pinned beneath you. So here we go.
What
Okay,
do we roll
what
for
does
that?
it mean?
Willpower, and you can
Okay.
add half your humanity, rounded down.
Okay, Jesus.
And I'm gonna say for a sudden explosion that you weren't expecting, I need 3 successes.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna roll for her,
Okay.
and you can't spend willpower on a willpower roll.
Uh-oh.
Mm. I got 3.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you succeeded. You don't go into fear frenzy.
I got 2.
She somehow critted again. I don't know how that happened.
Oh
This
my
was like
god.
Yeah, it's not a messy crit, but she critted. So she's not scared either. So you and her, Lucius, are just kind of like holding each other while flames go up. But Curtis Krieger, you must
I'm still a little
give
like
into-
shaken and traumatized.
you must give into your feral impulses and run from this flame.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think this a big crunchy automated like explosion with broken glass and fire goes off, and it's like you just see the like of like suddenly it's like I'm hearing like machine gun fire, and it's like and I'm like away running. running.
So you see your companion, your coterie mate, run away like loping along like an animal, Lucius L.E., and that's when the kindred you're holding goes, the sheriff of Philadelphia is in that car. If you help him, you will have done him a big favor.
The sheriff. And is she lying or is she serious? Can I see?
Why don't you make an insight check?
Okay. So that would be
Wits
Just
plus insight.
okay.
Yeah, wits plus insight.
I got 2.
She's telling the truth.
I'm going to literally just. Can I try and mesmerize her to almost help me?
You can try that. Don't even bother to roll. You're gonna just like kind of connect with her and say, "Help me," and she's like, "Just let me go."
And I am, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm gonna let her go.
Okay, she's like, and she's running over to the flaming car. But
And I
it's
am
like
as
her
well,
vamp,
yeah.
her beast is coming out because both of you are like looking at like these flames going up. There is someone in the car burning. You see a fedora going up in flames. And so, boy, I can't believe I rolled a 10 on that to see how bad the wreck was, or he would have been out interacting with you. But right now, he is burning and taking aggravated damage. Lucius Ali, if you want to help this guy, and she will help you, you are going to have to make one more sort of willpower roll to kind of overcome a kindred sphere of flame, and then you are going to take some aggravated flame damage to get this guy out. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
All right.
Is Jen seeing this on the security feeds?
Absolutely.
I think I want to do the same thing with the like loudspeaker thing and being like, Lucius, what the fuck are you doing?
And I'm just going to ignore it, and I'm just going to go ahead.
Okay, great. Lucius L.E., please roll first to overcome your fear of flame. Give me a willpower roll. You may add, and remember, it's just your current willpower. I don't know if you've spent any. You may add half of your humanity, which I think is down to 3 now.
1.
So it's just 1.
Okay, I got 5 successes.
Great. This is your friend who has just kind of joined you. She fails. She fails. So she starts to go toward it, and she's suddenly like, and bam, and like skitters off the way that Curtis did. And it's up to you, Lucius. You reach in through the flames. Suddenly, aggravated damage is going to fill your meter here. Boy, I said that you were leaving and I wasn't going to catch you on fire, and then I did. I'm a real nasty storyteller.
This is maybe too outside of logic, but I'm wondering if are we in a like pot because it's in this like kind of hipstery part of town. I'm just wondering if there's like almost like a sprinkler system or something that I could activate remotely to try to get the fire to go out or something like that.
You know, I think that you see that there is, through your surveillance camera, that there is a fire hydrant, Jen Brown, but it is not connected to any sort of electronic or digital, network. And you guys are discussing that, and to Dean's like, oh, do you want me to hack the fire hydrant?
Shut up!
I'm being sarcastic.
I get that. I'm gonna try to do feral whispers. To try to get like a large animal or something to like knock into the fire hydrant. And like, I don't know no, that's not gonna work. We're in the city. There's no way that there's an animal big enough.
You know what you might have enough time to do, Jen Brown, is run down there and just bash it open yourself.
Oh, am I close enough?
Yeah, Grouper's a block away.
Okay. They probably have those fucking those like scooters that just go really fast, right? One of those lines.
Exactly. Jen Brown, you run downstairs, you get onto one of those like scooters.
Nosferatu on a lime.
Yeah. You're on a lime scooter heading like to the scene. And let's see now. Here comes the aggravated damage. And the aggravated damage is 1, 2, 3, 4. So please take 4 aggravated damage, but you do get.
Oh my god! I've got 1 health.
You pull free the sheriff of Pittsburgh, Piper Hendricks, who is following you guys. Probably to kind of take you into custody. There are other vamps in the passenger seat and back seat that are just gone. Like they're like husks. You get him out. He's on fire. He looks like a burnt husk. He's definitely in torpor. But you get him out before his body is completely shredded. And then I told you I'd find an end. Then Lucius Ali, you kind of crumple. And you are still kind of burning, and that's when Jen Brown arrives on a lime scooter.
Ooh.
Yes, and Jen Brown, the fire hydrant's right there. Can you get it open?
I don't know. What do I have to roll?
What do you think? I think strength plus technology. And what are you using to bash it open?
Use your ugly hand.
Huh?
Use your ugly hand.
My ugly Nosferatu hand.
You're potent. Yeah, your wrench-like Nosferatu hand.
That's fucking cool.
Yes. Okay. So this, her like twisted, blackened, like mutated Nosferatu hand grabs a hold of the front of the hydrant, and give me that strength plus technology roll.
Does she also get potence from?
You have some potence dots now, don't you, Jen Brown?
Yes, I have 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Add that to it.
Okay, great. Oh, come on. That's not sexy. It's 2 successes.
Would you like to blood surge?
Yes.
Okay, so you surge and you get 2 extra dice you can roll.
Okay,
but you get 1. You have to make a rouse though.
I didn't get hungrier, and I got 2, so 4 successes.
There it is.
Awesome.
Her hand just knocks off the front of the hydrant. A big shoot of water sprays into the flaming car and onto your companion Lucius, who then crumples to the ground, charred. But he has stopped whoever he was pulling out of there. Some blood should revive that person in a couple days' time, a couple nights' time. It's about to be dawn, Jen Brown. Lucius, I'm gonna rule, if it works for you, that your character is out of commission from these grievous wounds.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, I literally just ran into the fire and kept my sanity. So yeah.
Yeah. Incredible. And so Jen Brown, you have an open fire hydrant, a car accident, and 2 bodies on the ground in front of you, in a lime scooter. What do you do?
I'm going to call Dylan and say, bring a car.
Great. Let's see how quickly everybody's able to do this before emergency services show up. So Dylan will roll her kind of drive and emergency. Let's say wits plus drive to see if she can get there quickly.
I'm going to jump out now.
Thank you.
Abu.
Abu
Thank you so much,
Salim.
guys.
You
Thank you
just
so
saved
much.
the sheriff of Philadelphia.
Drop the mic.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh,
This is
God.
great. Have a good
So-
one, guys.
See you next
Bye,
time.
Abu.
Peace.
Yes, Abu unfortunately had another professional commitment, but what a way to exit. And we have a problem, Jen Brown, because Dylan just rolled on a dice pool of 6, no successes. Actually, she'll spend a willpower. Humans can do that. She's
Great.
got to get there, man. She's got to get there. That time she got... That's better. She got 3 successes. And so now I'm just going to roll a single die to start out for emergency services. And if it is under 3, like they're there now. They're there before her. And it was a 1. Suddenly EMTs. Yeah, I mean, she's doing really well. She's speeding there. But there was a very small chance they would get there before her, but they made it. And so... ambulances are you can hear them coming around the corner, Jen Brown. Let's find out where Curtis Krieger is.
Yeah.
Curtis, where do you think you go when you go into that sort of like, horrible kind of flashback state?
I'm
Where
like-
did you think you physically went?
Just loping down this alley, and I think it's like dog in a thunderstorm. So he's like trying to like cram himself in a tight spot. If there's like a corner or like an alcove or a pipe, it's like he's like almost like trying to crush his body into like a really tight space and like trembling.
So that's awesome. So he hears sirens going off in the distance, and then he sees a dark shape ahead of him looking into this. He found a pipe. He found like a big empty pipe to kind of curl into. He sees a shape right outside of it.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
What is
The
it?
hits just keep on coming.
It's got a little wagging tail.
Is it my friend?
It's
Is it
your
my
friend
friend?
Ruby.
Oh.
Ruby kind of goes forward and starts like licking your hand. There's those sirens.
Sirens, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
my,
starts licking your
neighbors.
hand and is trying to bring you out of your kind of fear frenzy state.
Thank you.
Um,
Good girl.
Yeah. So while that's happening, I will go back and find out, Jen Brown, what are you going to do? You can hear that the cops and the ambulances are about to arrive. You have 2 bodies.
I know, but I only know and care about one. So I
That's
think I'm
true.
going to grab Lucius
Mm-hmm.
and try to drag him into a nearby alley or something.
Okay, great. Give me a strength plus athletics roll.
My worst dice pool. Strength plus. Oh, fuck a duck.
Would you
Okay.
like to surge again?
Yes. I think I should.
Surge. It'll give you 2
Gotta
dice
surge.
to add to that. Just
I
see
am
if you get hungrier.
hungrier. I'm at 4 hunger now.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
4. Holy shit.
I'm
Okay.
at 4 hunger. I got
Yeah.
3 successes though.
Okay, that's really good. So, let's see here. I'm gonna roll something. Okay, great. You managed to drag Lucius into an alley before the ambulances pull up and the cops pull up. And now you're kind of watching the first police and EMTs on the scene, and they are they found dead bodies, because to them a kindred and torpor is a dead body.
Right.
And so, but another thing that's happening, Jen Brown, because you're at 4 hunger, is that they are like this, the kind of like the heat of these humans is kind of wafting all the way over to you in this alley. Like you can just kind of feel the heat of them. And I'm going to do a little storyteller magic and say that Curtis Krieger, if you feel that you have recovered, you spot Jen Brown and a dark shape, Lucius Ali's body, kind of in this alley up
And
ahead.
Jen's almost
kind of
like
looking
creeping
out.
to the edge of the alley, sniffing
Yeah.
like an animal, kind
Okay.
of.
Okay, I think we kind of like Ruby really helped to ground me.
Yeah.
Good therapy dog, best girl. And so I'm like, oh God, Lucius is really burned up. And all I see is Jen kind of creeping out of the alley.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like, you maybe feel me behind you. Like, all right. There's a lot of eyes around. I don't know what happened. I saw. I'm sorry. I had to get away.
Okay, it's okay.
They fucking cooked me a week ago, man.
Okay. It's okay. You're right. And actually, should I roll to see if that works? Him talking me down?
If
I'm
you'd
not
like
hungry?
to. If you'd
Sun's-
like to. Or you
sun's
can or
coming
you can decide it based on role play. It's up to you, Ashley.
How many EMTs are out there?
Let's see.
I think I'm going to roll my humanity. Does that make sense to do that?
It certainly does. That's a great idea. There are 6 people total out there now. There are like cops, 2 cops, 2 EMTs, and 2 other people who seem to be, who knows, people that live in apartments nearby. They're kind of standing out there and looking at things.
Okay, I got 5 successes, so I feel like Curtis probably talked me down.
I think
And
so
kinda
too.
came back into the alley.
Okay, great.
We have to get back to Cooper. The sun's coming up.
Oh yeah, the sun is coming up. In fact, it's coming up right now. It's coming up right now. I did tell us earlier that the sun was almost up when all of this started to go down, and now it's just happening. So you're about a block away. How do you get back there quickly?
If we do our going into the shadows thing, does that also help us with the sun? Like if we or
It's a
unseen
good question,
passage?
but no, I'm sorry. And also, don't forget you have Lucius Ali's body with you.
Yeah.
So is Dylan on her way at all?
Oh shit! Yes. So this is when Dylan pulls up, and you can see her outside in a little car that she and Sabrina have been using. It's like a Prius or something, and you can see that she's kind of being stopped by the cops who are like cleaning up the accident. And she's kind of looking around for you guys, and she gets out of the car and she's like her jaw has dropped as she looks at the scene of the accident, and that the fact that they're pulling someone off the street that she definitely is clocking as maybe a torpid kindred, like fire. And you guys, if there's fire near you guys, Dylan usually knows what that really means, so she's there with a Prius with an open door, but to get to her, you guys will have to run out to her, and you will have to chance being seen by these EMTs.
Is there a way for like us to do unseen passage while holding Lucius?
Yeah.
And just get into the car?
What
Is
a
that
great
possible?
question. Let's
I
look.
think it looks like it's just. I thought it was just for you, but it might create.
So let's see. Unseen while smoothly and silently moving, which you wouldn't be doing. But get this. Wits plus obfuscation is a dice pool for it. And so I'm going to rule this with 2 of you working together. Can you use it? Can your invisibility cover a third body? I need 5 successes. Both of you are going to roll your wits plus your obfuscate rating.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you can get 5 successes, and by the way, when you roll this, it means you are kind of going invisible and running out there. Is that okay?
Right.
You got to take this chance. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and if you accept this as kind of what we're doing, it'll be wits plus obfuscation, and all together you guys need to get 5 successes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and surge.
Good idea.
Almost never surge. Let's do it.
I have really terrible news, Ross.
I get hungrier. Oh no. Oh no. The luck of the Browns is back.
I failed completely.
Oh, brutal. But
That's
there
bad.
is something that might help you. And that is that certain kindred, once they have what's called discipline dice rerolls. Look at this obscure rule I'm pulling out here. So I have to actually look up the errata because it changed. So give me a minute, but it's either in the errata or in the companion. There is a chance that you can re-roll discipline dice, which is what you're using. You're using Obfuscate right now, right?
Yes.
So let me just pull that out. Let me pull that out for you. So you're a blood potency 1 vampire, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if blood potency 1 vampires get any dice re-roll. Here we go. Blood potency 1, discipline power bonus, discipline rouse check re-roll for level 1. Oh, and it's the rouse check, not the power itself. Sorry, Jen Brown, that's fail. Glad I took you down that primrose path, though, and said,
do?
"Whoops, psych." Okay, I'm glad I looked up the rule though. So, my friend Curtis Krieger, how did you do? 2.
I got 2 successes. And to add insult to injury, the little dice roller we used just let me know that it was a possible bestial failure.
Okay,
But that doesn't mean it is. It's just
possible. Okay,
2 successes, not enough.
Here's what happens. You guys have him kind of shadowed at first, but then as you are like pushing him into Sabrina's car, the sun crests one of the buildings.
Fuck.
And it is shining down on all of you, and that's what immediately breaks your obfuscate. And now I'm going to roll a die to see if the cops or any of the EMTs see you.
Oh God, this is very dangerous.
None of them do, but what you are dealing with is sunlight. So you get into the car, you're like pushing Lucius down. I'm sure that you guys are shielding yourselves as much as you are able, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in fact, Ruby leaps into the car and kind of climbs on top of you because she's a ghoul. She's able to kind of like take sunlight without being hurt. So she's trying to shield you as well.
And I'm just shouting at Jen like, "Get in the trunk! Get in the trunk! I'm fine here."
Oh shit, Jen Brown. Do you
Priestess don't have trunks. They've just got a hatchback. Damn it.
Yeah, they just have a hatchback.
Hatchback with a big
Oh
window.
God, why did I narrate a Prius? Okay. So
I'll get on the ground. Jen's pretty small, so I can get like where you usually have your feet, maybe, and kind of like. I'm sure that Dylan has like a blanket or like a hoodie or like they probably have shit all in their car that I can just try to pile on top of myself.
That's really smart, Jen Brown. Let's just do a little bit of a roll to see if you're able to like get a bunch of crap together. Like, how messy is Sabrina's back seat? our survival depends on it. So if you can find it, Jen Brown, give me a wits plus survival. I like that. Wits plus survival.
I don't have
And you
any
need
survival.
You need 2 successes to get anything to okay.
She works
I guess
in
it's-
tech, so we're
just
looking
a
for like a
straight-
Madewell blanket in her back seat or something.
It's just a straight. I think it's just a straight
Wits.
wits roll then, and let's see how you do.
Oh boy. Okay. 1 success.
How'd you do? 1 success. Jen Brown, 1 success is not very much. You find 1 grouper branded hoodie sitting in the back. Let me be clear. You have not opened the trunk, right? You guys decided to stay in the back seat here.
Yes, because there's not a trunk, really, right?
Oh, that's right, because there's not a trunk. The damn Prius. Okay. Yeah, 1 success is enough that you find this hoodie that you can kind of put over you. I'm going to say obscured sunlight as through curtains or a heavily overcast day. Reduces the rate of damage to every other turn or less. Okay, so a vampire exposed to direct sunlight suffers aggravated health damage at the rate of their bane severity in points per turn. So let's look at Jen Brown. Jen Brown being a level 1 vampire, her Bane severity is 2. So she's going to suffer 2 aggravated damage every turn, but I'm going to take that down to 1 because you found some stuff to cover you guys with, right?
Yeah.
And what is your blood potency currently, Curtis Krieger?
I believe it's 2. Let me make sure. No, wait, it's 1.
It's 1. Oh, you didn't go up in blood potency when you diablerized Lena all the way back in episode.
Right. I don't think so. I think because that was my call to allocate that stuff. Was that right?
Right, that's true. Okay,
I get 2 for a surge, and I think just the 1 dot of potency.
Because I do have an updated sheet for you here, and I have you as a blood potency.
I also have a Bane severity of 2. According
Bane
to
severity of 2, which would work for a level 1 vampire. Let's see.
Yeah.
I have your blood potency. Yeah, I have it at 1.
I got all those obfuscation powers instead.
Yeah. Okay. Understood. So, you guys are going to take 1 aggravated damage per turn from this sunlight.
Okay.
You're
I'm
covering
just gonna
yourself.
when I get in the backseat, I'm gonna go, Dylan, drive.
Yeah, Dylan's going to drive. So here's the deal. It takes Dylan, we established, 3 turns to drive quickly from Grouper, right? So that means she needs that means if she gets 3 successes, but if she gets less than that, I'm going to add an aggravated. So you're going to take 3 aggravated damage, right? We established like a 3 successes gets her here quickly. 3 turns.
3.
So you're
And then
going
she
to
gets
take
less,
3.
we're going to take more.
But if she does worse than 3 successes, you're going to take more.
Ooh, mama.
Here we go.
Come on, Dylan. How did you do?
3 successes.
Wouldn't it be crazy if she like got a total failure and this coterie ends by being slowly driven somewhere in a Prius?
That would have been incredible. So I think that she gets you back, and Sabrina and Tadine are actually waiting outside, and they are smart enough that they have like a tarp, and they've got a way to get you in the back. And so you guys are like in the back, you're covered in this like kind of black tarp that blocks out all the sunlight. Your skin is literally smoking. Jen Brown, I'm going to, I would like for you to roll your humanity again, please.
Okay.
And Curtis Krieger, I would like for you to describe to me, because you did frenzy once already, what kind of feral feature you take for the next night or 2.
Oh, great. Night or 2. Oh god, and I already look so messed up. I think it's like his face, like when he kind of like his face is like kind of pulled back in horror, his nose kind of like reared up, and his face looks like a damn dog snout now. He's got like a pit bull snout.
Tadine says, "Shit, you turned into a werewolf." And Jen Brown, how did your humanity roll go?
I got 2 successes.
Okay, Jen Brown, 2 is enough for this. So I want to give you this option, but because you succeeded, you do not have to take it. Her disfigurement, the kind of half burnt like version of her, I feel like the burns can like grow from this experience, but they don't have to. If you don't like that idea, you succeeded in your humanity roll, so it doesn't definitely happen.
I think maybe what would be cool is like if it starts to a little bit, and that Jen's like, fuck. Like if I'm not careful, my entire body's gonna look like this. So maybe like her arm onto her shoulder, maybe it stopped here, and now it's gone like zoop, and it's kind of at her collarbone kind of thing. It's like crept onto her torso a little bit, and she's like, fuck.
Yeah. And you guys, in fact, your 2 successes on humanity also means that you can kind of stay awake long enough to kind of get to like a comfortable place to kind of heal Jen Brown. But I think, Curtis, why don't you roll your humanity and tell me how that goes?
Mm-hmm. My stains have obviously not yet reached my humanity because it's so dang low.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 2 successes.
Okay, great. So you can both kind of get to the rooms that have been made up for you here in the grouper building, which basically, groupers in like a big loft, and there are just like kind of, rooms that are just like exposed wood and that haven't been turned into like proper offices yet. But they also have boarded up windows and it's completely dark inside. And so you can take those rooms and you can slumber.
Okay, great. So the sheriff is just burning to death right now, I'm guessing.
So what a good question.
I mean,
it looks like the sheriff of Philadelphia has met the sun. I wish we had seen more of him, but I play it as it lays, everybody. I play it as it lays, and I rolled a die to find out how hard Jen Brown tech food a self-driving car into the side of his car, and it rolled a 10, and that to me meant full action movie fireball. Mm-hmm. So
yep, it's fair.
To me, he'll always be that guy who had a fedora.
Yep.
That's the only character detail I know.
That's the only thing I know about him. That's the only thing you know about him. And, a guy that wears a fedora, maybe he deserved to, a vampire that wears a fedora, maybe he deserved to go up in flames. But as far as you know, the sheriff of Philadelphia has met some sort of really bad fate.
Bless you, Jared and Clint, for creating an entire storyline and personality for this guy who just showed up, had a fedora, and then burned to death.
Well,
it's worse than that. We didn't make this guy.
No, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
guys.
Creation?
He was a fan creation, but guys,
sorry,
it's not. How is it worse than that, guys? What do I do to my own NPCs that I create? You thought that the subscriber NPCs would have story immunity? I'll throw one into the sunshine just to make a point. And by the way, we didn't see exactly what happened to him, so we don't know.
Maybe
exactly.
He went in the back of the ambulance. Who knows?
Maybe he went in the back of the ambulance.
You never know.
So I'm trying to look up healing from aggravated damage. Where are you guys aggravated damage wise right now?
I have 3.
I also have 3.
You each have 3. How many health levels do you have left?
2.
4.
4. Okay, so yeah, you're doing pretty well. Okay, so what I would like to do is look up how we're going to heal your aggravated damage. But in the meantime, you guys should discuss, oh shit, you're at 4 hunger, Jen Brown.
Yeah.
If you fail your fucking rouse, you need some blood, baby.
Curtis Krieger, what's your hunger at?
Well, I had quite a big meal last night, so
yes. Okay,
I failed a rouse roll at some point in the proceeding, so I'm just at 1.
Okay, great. So we have to do this. You rouse the next night. Jen Brown, good luck. Let's see how that goes for you.
Could I say, since we're in a different city and they aren't expecting us to go rob hospitals for blood, is there any possibility that I could have sent Clara on a little mission to get us some bags of blood while we were sleeping?
Very interesting. Or, well, let's do this. I'm going to roll a die for your allies, of which you have several, and we know that they're very smart, right? Actually, I'm going to roll 1 for each of your allies. So I'm going to roll 1 for Sabrina, 1 for Dylan, 1 for Clara. I'll even roll 1 for Tadine because I'm a really, really nice guy. And I'm going to see if they somehow prepared, if you were in kind of dire straits, something that they could do for you in a pinch. Okay.
Great.
So that's 4 dice. And I'm going to say it's hard. It's the number of successes is the quality of the thing that they've prepared for you. Okay.
Great.
Okay. I got 2 successes. And so I think that Sabrina and Dylan knew that something like this would happen. And when you awaken, I still want to see what happens to you. Because I don't think that you had this meal before you succumb to your slumber.
No, I agree.
Oh boy.
I succeeded.
Oh,
Great, you didn't get hungrier,
No.
and so you are really, really kind of you're hurting. You are famished, and they what do they do? It's not bagged blood. That would have been like 4 successes. It's hard to
Right.
get bagged blood. Here's what happens. Oh boy, Tadine walks in, and he's like, "You hungry, Miss Brown?"
What's happening?
You got to eat, right?
Yes, but I don't. This is setting a. Oh, you smell really good. This is setting a dangerous precedent.
Whoa! I wasn't talking about me.
Oh,
Are you out of your mind?
I don't know. I don't know you, man. I don't know what you're into.
Will this work? And he goes back out of the room, and then he comes in, and he has like an aquarium, and there's a big iguana in it.
Yeah, sure. That'll probably.
He
help
sets
it.
down the terrarium on the floor, and he's like, "Can you just give me a minute?"
This is your iguana?
Yeah. This is my iguana.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll give you a minute.
Sorry, buddy.
Jen
Doing
kind of
this.
turns away.
For the future of tech. Connecting people. Doing badass shit to make the world free from lame ass shit. I bless you in the name of the tech gods. All right, do what you got to do, Jen Brown. And he walks out.
oh my God.
I picked
In the
up
corner,
iguana.
Curtis is watching all this with like this like massive like canine underbite fangs kind of like going up instead of down.
Are you going to feed on the iguana?
Yeah, I kind of look at his weird face and I kind of go like, sorry. And I eat him.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna slake hunger, and we're gonna call this. You are a blood potency 1 vampire, so it does slake hunger for you. This is gonna be a small animal, and I'm gonna say it slakes 1 hunger for you.
Fair enough.
But when you finish, it's the poor iguana is gone. R.I.P. What a weird. I've done so many weird things to these players tonight. But on the other hand, I also let them be super cyber jockeys and do some cool shit. So let's talk about that's dealt with. Let's talk about super awesome secret storyteller Clinton Trucks. Could you find out how they're going to heal this aggravated damage for me while they talk about what their next move is? I'm going to rule that Lucius is kind of laying in torpor, and they are kind of figuring out how to get him some blood.
Mm-hmm.
But he is going to be out of commission at least for the next half hour of game time. In fiction time, maybe days. Depends on what you guys do next.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that this guy that died was the sheriff. We don't know that. So, but we do know that they were probably kindred. So, and I saw Lucius going in to save him. So I'm guessing that he must have been kindred. We're not doing too good of a job recruiting, are we?
Yeah, those folks we talked to last night didn't seem too interested in our pitch. I mean, I think they weren't. I mean, I don't know the way the whole politics runs, but they weren't. I don't know that they were Cam, but they said that guy that burned up in the car was the sheriff of Philadelphia. So I'd be worried about some heat coming to the neighborhood.
Son of a bitch.
forgive me for forgiving me. You know, we always try to yes and, but I have to no but you, my friend.
Oh wait, no, I wasn't there. I ran away.
You were not there, so you guys have no idea who that was. Assuming that they were kindred makes sense, Jen Brown, because you did see kindred.
Hold on. She said that before the car accident because she was like, "Is right."
No, she said it after.
Okay,
she said it after.
But you did see her run off, right? So she's loose somewhere.
Yeah, she's loose somewhere. You guys, forgive me. So, Jen Brown, you were sure that
Curtis is just like, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, they didn't seem to.
You are sure they were kindred, though, Jen Brown, because you guys did clock them as kindred.
I think Curtis thinks it was the rest of the group. Curtis thinks it was the people that we spoke to, the big guy and the and Zen.
Yeah, it's very possible. Guys, good news. You've mended one level of aggravated damage by just sleeping through the night and successfully rousing.
Oh, all right.
Well, that woman that got away, do you think she's
going to
try to call reinforcements?
Would someone make, so you talk in depth about the encounter you had with those vampires last night. Would someone like to make a intelligence plus politics roll?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Politics plus intelligence. Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes, very good. So they sound like anarchs, and then well, wait, you don't know who was in that car. They seem like they were anarchs. That's all I can tell you. They did not seem like they were cam at all. They did not have a cam level of sort of, demeanor. They did not have a cam demeanor. And you guys have dealt with both long enough that you kind of, have a sense of it.
Yeah.
So we have not kindred allies, but we now have this tech cult path open, potentially. And we're definitely going to be on the shit list of some of the kindred in the city. We also have a way of talking to Marius, don't we? That weird mirror thing. We haven't.
Yes, you do.
Uh-huh.
Although I know that I don't think Jen would really trust him still. Okay, so I think Jen's going to say to Curtis, like, look, I know that technically we came here under the guise of convincing people to join our cause. We're not doing too great a job of that. But if we go back to Pittsburgh empty-handed, look, what do we actually owe Marius? What deal did you make with him? And how much power does he actually have? Because he seems to need our help quite a bit.
He's been brokering little cooperations this whole time. He was working with those weird kids. And he's the one who put me in touch with those ladies who, they were useful until they weren't. But
they didn't like him much, did they?
They didn't like him. They didn't want to deal with him. I don't know. I don't know about you, Jen, but a lot of these folks, when they're nice to you, I just keep waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I know.
But, he's sleeping in a hotel beats sleeping rough in the basement of a warehouse.
I just think if we really want to not be under anyone's thumb again, then why are we being his errand boys at all? What if we just get Lucius better? Build up the resources we have. You've seen these kindred. They're fucking nuts. Are we going to go out into another haven and burn up another group of anarchs? We tried that before. What if we take the contacts that we have, that we've made, and we just use them ourselves.
So you're saying we just use the team we got and go back, and then we just have a little Marius problem?
Or we change the power dynamic. Because I don't know about you, but right now I feel like he's holding more cards than we are.
Yeah. And I've kind of gotten used to it, but Junior is weird.
This is interesting. And so it sounds like you're kind of talking about maybe laying low, and maybe instead of, following Marius's instructions to go recruit soldiers, you just kind of go back and kind of confront him. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm thinking that, we have all of these different interesting supernatural groups now that aren't kindred, that seem a bit easier to deal with than kindred. And so I'm wondering if we just try to not necessarily even double cross him, but double down with the folks that we do have that potentially are less volatile than the groups that we've been trying to deal with in the past. Because we tried to run an Anarch army before and it didn't go too hot. So I'm just wondering if we were the vampires in question, and then we had the tech folks and the witches and the whatever, rather than just trying to create another Anarch army. Because I think Jen's a bit traumatized.
Yeah, you're
that
talking
makes
about
sense.
not so much building an army as building I don't know, sort of it's in my forte, like a political coalition, just smaller groups holding each other in what do they call it? A balance of power.
Prepare to get more traumatized, because I had your healing wrong. And I hate to interrupt you, but
No.
you have to make 3 rouse checks each night to heal 1 point of aggravated damage. And it looks like, because you have aggravated damage, it's not optional. So I need 2 more rouse checks from each of you. And I think that this whole conversation is happening while you guys are healing up, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm back to 4 hunger.
Okay.
So
But you healed a level of health, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
So I'm 3 health, 4 hunger.
okay, so I guess I healed one of those, but I also got much hungrier.
So, you are at least going to have to hunt, or send Sabrina, Clara, someone out to kind of help you kind of feed. And you can do that instead if you'd rather. If you'd like to lay low and not risk getting hurt again, which makes total sense to me, you could do that.
I think before we maybe whatever, I'm going to sit down with Curtis though and go, but what do you want? Because I feel like at every stage, I want to know what you want.
Forgive me if I'm a little shaky right now, because I feel like I kind of got what I want last night.
What do you mean?
Something I've been thinking about for a long time just kind of came to fruition. Well, one of the main drug pipelines. I mean, someone's just going to take it over, but at least I stopped it for a time.
What happened? Can I see anything on Curtis's face that betrays how gnarly the thing he did was?
You can try. Give me an insight plus wits, or resolve would work.
Insight plus wits. Okay. Two successes.
You are disturbed, Jen Brown. You still have higher humanity than these two, even though you look as monstrous as they do now. And you are disturbed by what you're seeing and what he's saying. You
Curtis.
have an idea of how bad it was.
What happened?
Listen, Jen, it's hard for me to make you understand. When these people... I mean, you're going through it now, right? You know what it's like when something gets in your head. When it changes you. When it pulls out everything you thought you knew about yourself. Well, I showed him what that's like.
Curtis. I'm not Sonia. And
Good.
You're not this.
It's time to make a remorse test.
Yeah, I think that's the time.
A remorse test, you're going to roll a number of dice equal to the unmarked, unfilled dots on the humanity tracker between your stains and your humanity. Does that make sense?
And if I've been tallying this correctly, I took 2 for that action the other night, and that's all I have on my sheet. Did I have one more?
I think your stains were cleared from before.
Okay.
So you just have those
2
stains. So how many dice are between your 4 humanity and your...
4.
Okay, so you're going to roll 4 dice.
Okay.
And if you get at least one success, your character feels the guilt and shame of what has happened.
Okay. If I get only one success?
If you get at least one success.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Your
Okay.
your character feels the reality of what he did.
Mhm.
And you remove your stains now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, it's huh?
Are you okay?
No, Jen. Look, Jen, Lucius is really powerful, okay? We both seen what he can do. I feel like I still don't know all the things I can do. And I put my hands on your shoulders and I'm like, Jen, I need you, okay? I need you. Because if I don't have you around, I don't know what I'm going to do. Please don't let me turn into that. Don't let me turn into that.
I won't. It's okay. I'm going to put a hand on Curtis's shoulder. Curtis. I need you to tell me what happened.
I drank his wife, Jen. And I made him watch. And that's not all. When we left the scene, I made it look like it was him. So when the cops come, he'd have to tell them a story about how this did that. And they wouldn't believe him, Jen. Just like how nobody believes you 'cause you're a fucking junkie.
I see.
I just watched him. I just looked him in the eyes the whole time. And the whole time I was drinking from her. That's the problem, Jen. I liked it. I need you.
Dylan walks into the room with Sabrina and Tadine. And they want to know, there's Dylan. They want to know what they need to do for you. Food? Do you need to eat? Feed?
Yeah. And Lucius is going to need blood.
So what should we do? We're all out of iguanas.
We can Dylan knows the old tricks of getting to the hospitals, getting some bagged blood. We can do something like that.
I'll try, Jen. I mean, I'm not as familiar with Philadelphia, but I'll give it a shot.
Clara and I can go with you. Just give me a second.
Right, okay.
Curtis.
Let's hurry up, Jen Brown. We don't want another incident like last night where we're, behind schedule getting home.
Right.
She shuts the door.
Curtis, from now on, I go with you. No more solo trips. No more crusades. If you're going somewhere, I go too. Okay?
Okay. I mean, there was a time where I would have said, I don't know if you could manage yourself, but I don't know if I'm seeing things, but I don't know, you seem a little bit tougher these days.
Well, it's probably that choice that I made that you mentioned.
Hey, this is what I'm saying, Jen. I need you because we understand each other, right?
Yeah. We understand each other.
Let's get you fed.
Okay.
Okay. So, car's ready to go. They don't have a Prius now. Let's go through another car. They found something that's a little more sunproof. Sorry, they didn't know their friends were going to be visiting and need rescuing. And they are willing to take you to one of the major Philadelphia hospitals where blood is stored, but they're not quite sure how you plan to get in or.
Didn't we have a
what the
way of
plan
doing
is.
it last time?
Maybe you did, and if you'd like, we can kind of handle this with a bit of shorthand. I know that you have that phlebotomy specialty in science, so maybe there is like an entire grift you've been running. I believe that last time Clara went to sort of like a needle exchange program type place.
But when we were doing the Anarch Army thing, I feel like we had like kind of a constant stream of bagged blood coming in.
Yeah, you probably did, and I'm trying to think. I mean, Clara wasn't there at that time. Why don't we handle it with shorthand? We don't have to go through. We don't have to role play like every moment of like sneaking into a hospital right now. Why don't you just give me? You have to advise them on how to run the operation that you've run before. And so, could you give me a intelligence plus science roll? Add a die for your phlebotomy specialty. which lets you know how bagged blood is, kind of procured and used in hospitals. And then I will have Clara roll her sweet little dice pool of espionage moves.
Our little blade.
Yeah.
I didn't get any willpower back, did I?
That's a good question. Yes, you can take your resolve back in willpower. You
Okay.
can heal resolve worth of willpower damage.
Okay, great. So I got a couple of successes, but I'm gonna roll again. 5 successes.
5 successes is a lot, and so I'm going to give her a couple extra dice. And she comes back with a lot of bagged blood.
Nice.
Because she got 4 successes.
Hell yeah.
So
Clara?
5. She got 5 as well.
Ooh.
Okay, so
The Ali siblings are very capable.
yes, I mean, like she's like, don't even ask me how I did it. I just followed your instructions, Jen Brown. Yeah, I mean, we've established Clara is becoming a vampire hunter now, so she can do stuff like this. So, you guys, there is enough here with 5 successes. I'm going to rule that you can slake 2 hunger if you want to leave some for Lucius to try to heal him up.
Yeah,
and there'll be more tomorrow if you want.
Okay, great.
So that's handled. And so with the last 10 minutes of our Philadelphia story, as our gang lays low, sending out their human allies to kind of procure blood for them, I want a final decision. And you can have a full war council with all of your allies, or you can decide just the 2 of you together. How are you going to end this trip? Are you going to go out one last time to try to recruit for Marius, or are you going to go back and tell Marius that you're not allies anymore? Or are you going to do a third thing that I haven't kind of outlined here? You tell me.
Unless Curtis has any objections, I think I actually would want to bring everyone into it, because I don't want to keep treating Sabrina and Dylan like they're helpless.
I think especially when they've been so helpful, it seems like a dick move to leave them out of the loop.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe we should have a war council, explain what's on the table, and see what they have to say too.
Yeah, I mean, we made our little pitch last night, but these folks haven't been too receptive.
Tadine is the first one to speak up, because of course he is. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, if Marius has just helped you, like, why not work with him? Like what has he done that's like bad or, not chill?
I just don't have a very good feeling, and neither do any of the groups that we've interacted with.
How can I put this in terms that you understand it, Tadine? It's just a vibe, okay? It's a vibe thing.
Then Sabrina speaks up and is like, well, if you ask me, I don't want to be around any kindred who aren't you 3. And I don't want to deal with elder vampires who like to manipulate people.
Yeah.
Dylan, Clara?
Clara's like, I mean, I'm learning how to kill you all. I mean, not you all, but like vampires. So it feels like that would be tough for a potential vampire ally to kind of deal with. But on the other hand, Marius knows shit. He knows a lot of shit. I mean, that's what Lucius wanted to get from him. I wish Lucius could talk, but don't worry. I pretty much know what Lucius would say. He'd say, let's use him for his knowledge. Let's keep him close. If he's an enemy, let's keep him close. And then if he gets a little too rambunctious, I'll just stake him for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Clara. Dylan?
Dylan's like, I don't know what to tell you. honestly. It feels like at some point the vampires that you meet, you got to start helping them. You know, like if you know so much about freedom, Jen Brown, Curtis, like if you know so much about, I don't know, like keeping your human side intact, then you better show the others, because otherwise just dust yourselves, right?
I think that actually really gets to Curtis. It's like
Gen 2.
it's like the montage is playing in his head of like all the vampires that we've met who have like gone in the wind or we've attacked or have attacked, and it's just like, how are we supposed to make a pitch to vampires here when with the track record we got? I mean, he sent us here just to be his evangelists or whatever, but we don't have any what leverage do we have other than offer like an open city for some folks who might just turn against us anyway? We got to build something on our own back there.
And then bring them to us.
Yeah. And if he's valuable for now, then he's valuable for now.
Do I, because the book is gone, I know, but does anything from the Galconda book spring into mind as Dylan's talking?
Yeah, I mean, Galconda is, I mean, you've hit it right on it, Jen Brown. Galconda is a process, a philosophy for regaining humanity that has been lost and achieving a very high level of humanity, even as an immortal member of the kindred. And, you know, that's a little bit about what Dylan is talking about if you think there's a better way, you know, constantly double crossing or running away from, this is only what Dylan is saying.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, maybe show them the better way. Maybe learn more about Galconda if that's what's going through Jen Brown's mind.
Have you talked to anyone, to Curtis, about this book that you found or this like path or anything?
I think maybe now would be the time that I would.
Uh-huh.
So I think Jen looks at Curtis after the conversation we just had, where
Mhm.
she saw both his beast and his remorse, and kind of looks at him and is like, I think there is a way. That book I was reading, it talked about a path back to some form of a soul, back to some form of humanity. I mean, look, you said you need me, and there's a reason why. My beast, it doesn't have a hold of me the way it does them, the way it sometimes has you. It's possible. I see it happening with you. What if we could help others get there? That's the only way we could get anywhere close to the kind of society that Lucius says he wants.
All right. Well, if we're going to help others, then we need to know how it works.
Then we need to find the book.
Hey, I've heard it all before. One night at a time, right?
I'm going to end the scene there with a little cutscene away. We are going to pan across the room away from where the War Council is taking place, and Jen and Curtis are having this discussion. And we are going to go over to one of the mini computer monitors that's shut off. And it is reflecting the people that are moving and talking in front of it.
Uh-oh.
And there is one reflected person who is not in the room with you,
Shit.
watching. And now we cut to a room in a hotel in Pittsburgh.
Shit.
And Marius Sakura leans into the mirror he's looking into and goes, "Save me, Jen Brown. Save me."
Ooh, yeah.
And that is where we will end for today.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, the mirror has two faces.
Oh, you creepazoid.
And what
Such
a creep.
creepazoid.
What a fantastic session, guys. Thank you for dealing with all of that really heavy stuff. Thank you for eating an iguana. Thank you for
Anytime.
crashing a self-driving car. I mean, you were amazing.
Oh, God.
Before we let you go, I just want to tell our viewers and tell you two, just remind you two, actually, because we've all talked about this. We are now starting a new chronicle beginning with our next session. It will be called Rain in Blood. We will cut forward a little bit in time to where these guys are enacting their plan and sort of kind of in charge of or running the city of Pittsburgh in terms of the vampire population. So I want you two players to think carefully, because your character sheet can change. We can move around some dots. We probably won't move around like skills or your disciplines, but we may move around your backgrounds. We may add some discipline dots because time has passed. So think about,
Cool.
and you have a tech cult that you are kind of connected to now, Jen Brown. So there's all kinds of like resources and things. And I think the new chronicle will be a little bit more top down, where you'll be sending people out more and doing less like, "I'm hungry and I'm on fire." It'll be a little less of that. I had to catch you on fire one last time. Yeah, I had to catch you on fire one last time. And I think that the Galconda thing that you guys kind of followed just there at the end, I think that should be a major through line of it as well.
Cool.
So looking forward to that. Rain and Blood will start on this channel next Sunday. In the meantime, thank you, Ross and Ashley. You guys were amazing as usual.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Abu.
Great stuff, y'all. Man.
All right, amazing. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. I'm going to hang out for a second. I'm going to let you know at Tuesday, 7 p.m., you see more Ross Bryant. The Taste of Blood show is giving the keys to the kingdom to our buddy Ross Bryant, a.k.a. Curtis Krieger, to run his original Dungeons & Dragons 5e two-parter Sanguine Seas with players Holly Laurent, Rashawn Scott, and Edgar Blackman. Please come back for that. I can't wait to watch it myself. It's going to be amazing. Blood and Blades will be back next Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific with our good pals, the Glass Cannon. Watch Joe O'Brien, Troy LaValle, and again, Ross Bryant play as the Tin Whistles in our Duskfall setting, our Blades in the Dark game. I've been waiting to see the Tin Whistles come back because they have a very big score in the offing this time as they try to steal an army of hulls being like these sort of like robotic golems that can be filled with like human ghosts. They're gonna smuggle some hulls, you guys. It's gonna be awesome. We mentioned the merch store at the top of the show. I'll mention it again. Go to our merch store, purchase our swag. We would love to see people sending us photos of them showing off their Brad Lockwood t-shirt or their SOB t-shirt or anything that you buy. We would love to see that you're purchasing it and enjoying it, and you can find it there at Stream of Blood, threadless.com. Vampire the Masquerade. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get Brian
Yes.
to show us his t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
that looks dope.
Yeah, I got my Curtis Krieger and
Curtis
Ruby
and
shirt.
Ruby.
Yeah,
And I'm happy I was able to bring Ruby into the game tonight. Yes. So, it's cool shit like that. It's got incredible artwork by Will Potdorf, and there's artwork by Ross Bryant as well on there. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So please, please, please go there and grab that swag. We're also a podcast, Stream of Blood, and you can find it on the podcatcher of your choice. Subscribe, download, rate, and review it. It really helps people find us on all of our platforms. Speaking of all of our platforms, we are on Twitch where you can subscribe, and you should. We are also on Twitter, Reddit, We're on Instagram, and we are even on Facebook. So follow us on all the platforms, but in particular, check out our Discord. That's the one where we can have in-depth conversations with you and where our subscribers get special benefits like voting on things in our faction turn. Guys, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is by Modiphius Entertainment, Paradox Interactive, and World of Darkness. Original artwork for Vampires of Pittsburgh is by Will Pottorff, Pottorff, Will Pottorff. Check his stuff out at willpottorff.com. And original music is by Axel Kazes Taylor. Thank you to Brian and Clint, who you just saw. Thank you to Megan Arch, our social media manager, Matt Moynihan, our YouTube content producer, and Jill Petracek, who does all of our incredible graphic design. That's our show. # Blush of Life, everybody. See you later. Bye.